football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Cleveland Browns. The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. Here's the 6-year man, Austin Eckler. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, this defense for the Browns, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for first. It's Eckler again. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab it, and that'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact, and try and get his arms out of the sky.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to make it 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
15 yards is the pickup there. The drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Partner, is that what you call a quick hitter? That's actually a bolt of lightning, wasn't it, right out of the gate?
And, of course, on the heels of him winning AFC Offensive Player of the Week 1 week ago. They run again on 1st down, Chubb. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up. The Browns at a perfect 4-0 to start the campaign. And they've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Off of play action, it's Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he is good. First down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Watson off play action. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Now Watson. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Khalil Mack from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball, the ones in the huddle doing the chirping, right now I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
York able to send this one through, and the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Steps away to his... In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. Yeah, nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Faking the give. Now Watson. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. DeAndre Carter now from his end zone. And no chance to get away as they get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now it's Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's got it to Williams. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Big play that time by Mike Williams, and it picks up a 1st down, and he's coming off a career-best 76 catches and 1,146 yards last season and was rewarded with a nice extension for his efforts. Definitely hope he continues improvement in his 6th season as a Chargers' big play threat.
Herbert back to the air. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Myles Garrett, that is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
He's NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. And he'll take this one down to the 36. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Third and long, it's Herbert. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be?
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. That's now a 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Throwing again is Watson. And, oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. York able to send this one through, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. The return from his end zone is Grant. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Cleveland offense ready to go. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game. And down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
On 1st and 10, Watson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson. He's going to let it go again. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. To throw is Watson. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw deep right side. He's got a man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz, 58 yards. And the Browns come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Kevin Stefanski going to leave the offense out to go for 2. Looking to maybe throw for it here, Watson. And he's got it. So they tried for 2, successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. The Charger drive about to get going. They started on the ground with Eckler. Room here to run. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 51 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage and anything about the running back from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good, yeah. Backside guys. That's what you're supposed to do?
I've had better.
Okay, either way, Worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Once more, here's Eckler. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Well, look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football, but right now they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
3rd quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. York now for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Up the middle with Eckler. And that's going to be good for a Chargers 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game, and I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield, picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Herbert. Over the middle, complete. It's Williams. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 20-yard line. Herbert operating from the red zone. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front seven. Defensive line is taking charge and control.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Myles Garrett, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Here's Herbert. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Gerald Everett, 30 yards. And the Chargers are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. The return from his end zone is Grant. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Browns drive about to get started. And it's looking all the more likely that a 5th straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with a 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
They'll roll him out right. And that is taken in by Njoku. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a 1st down. Here's Watson. Rolling to his left. Right back to Njoku. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game. And trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Browns. Pharaoh Brown, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Browns are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Charger drive about to get going. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. On the move past the 40. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
From the 27, Herbert. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. On 1st and 10, Herbert. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
To throw again on 2nd down, Herbert. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And the Browns are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. After the interception, here's Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Watson off play action. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Well, CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Browns send out their punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Draw play. It's Eckler. They find some open field here. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
115 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Running on first down, Eckler. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
They were looking good on second down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. Eckler now between the tackles. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Fourth down for Herbert. Desperation time. And now here's another interception. And the Browns are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told